Well, there we go. I'm officially live. We are live. Good evening, folks. For those of you who are here, hello, hello, hello. Gonna let this run for a little bit before I do anything official. Uh, let people start to filter into the room here. Maybe turn down the volume on my phones. Hope you all are having a good evening on this Thursday evening. Um, I did just share a post as well on my Facebook page as well. So hopefully we'll start seeing some folks filter in here. For those who are here, thank you for being here. I truly do appreciate you. Been a heck of a month. Heck of a month. Uh, Heck of a month. I'm very excited. January is usually, to be honest with you, the worst month of YouTubing. And this has actually been my best month so far of YouTubing, which is kind of impressive. Now, that also has to be said because I'm also networking with some pretty big people in that space with Terry and Bob, and I appreciate those guys being willing to be on my thing and co-host and star in that kind of stuff. So I truly do appreciate those guys. I don't know if any of you guys are on here, Terry or Bob. Hopefully Bob isn't. He's on vacation, so hopefully you're not here, Bob. But I do appreciate you, sir. You're awesome. Thank you very much, and people love seeing you. So thank you very much for doing what you do. For those of you who are in here, uh, I'm not sure if you saw my post earlier today, and I'm going to mention this once or twice before I start this thing. Um, I screwed up the Google form to be able to get into and submit your information in there. I didn't ask for an email address, and I have no way of seeing who's who or getting any kind of information about who it is without an email address. So I had to clear out that form. My bad, completely my bad. And then relaunch the form. So if you are here and have not resubmitted your information today, I need you, pretty please, to click on the link that's down in the description below here and resubmit your information, including an email address, so that I can actually reach out to you. My bad, completely my bad. I don't know how I didn't think of that. I know I had it in the original form, and I think I don't know. I must not have saved it, and it wiped that out. So um, for those of you who are interested in that giveaway, which is what this whole thing is about tonight, if you are interested and not signed up for it today, please go back in and fill that out this evening, so that I can find some fantastic folks to give some stuff to. Let's see here. Do 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 do. My live chat is not showing up. Is there anybody chatting with me? Because I can't see the chat window if you are. Hey there. There's a person. Glenn's Hot Rod Garage. Good to see you here, sir. Deloney V8 Motorsports. Yes. There is a little bit of that. I'm a I'm a proud collector of things that burn. Tonight's a another Angels Envy night. So where's the Captain Morgan? It's back there actually in my little globe thing. I have a glass globe that's actually really cool. That I'll show you. Why not? Hey Austin, you should put a 454 big block Chevy in Buick. Them's fighting words. We keep our Buicks powered by Buicks. Let me show you this cool little thing. That is a globe with a pirate ship in it. If you can see that or not. Isn't that neat? And it sits on a little stand. And that's where my Captain Morgan rum is. Not sure if I've ever shown that to you guys or not. Anyway, Um, I you know I can't fault you on putting a small block Chevy in literally anything. There's a reason that they own the hot rod industry, and they have for decades at this point in time, from the small block Chevy to the big block Chevy to the LS. I mean, it's a very very honest way to do it. I don't know if you guys saw, those of you who are in the chat. Hopefully, you saw that the very first part of this when I was talking about I had to wipe out the the database in that form because for some particular reason I hadn't asked for email addresses, and I have no way of figuring out who is who without email addresses. So if you're in here for that ticket, please go in and refill out that form. I'm going to mention that a couple more times before I do this little bit here. Bob is going to be gone for, I believe, another week and a half. The old 455 is basically ready to rock and roll on the dyno. I've got to pick up a coolant bypass hose, a couple of other little odds and ends, some of which I'm going to be doing this weekend to get everything ready to rock and roll, and then we'll fire that thing up as soon as it gets back. So I'm excited to see that thing run. It's going to be, I think it's going to make good power, and it's going to be a really, really good drivable, great power band kind of motor for that guy. Um, Also, just FYI, if you didn't hear this, this is the best month I've ever had on YouTube. So thank you guys all so much for what you have done for me, for watching. Hey, buddy, I'm watching from Ireland. Okay, what part of the Emerald Isle are you in? I've been to Ireland a number of times. Easily my favorite country to visit. I love Ireland. People are fantastic. The world is just gorgeous over there. I love Ireland. Uh, I would say it's going to be 100. 500 horsepower. I think it'll be in that range. The only thing that's going to limit us on that old 455 build is uh, the intake manifold. So the heads should flow 500. The cam should definitely be able to make it. The block and the rotating assembly should be able to make it. We've got enough compression in it that should be fine. It's just a matter of how much those heads will, or those that intake manifold will flow. So it's going to make what it's going to make. We're not going to get totally crazy on it. We're not trying to, light the world on fire, but it should make pretty good power. Um, Also, something I want to address for anybody that's in the room that's not that hasn't been here before, doesn't know me, or doesn't know my channel. Welcome to Automotive Adventures with Austin. This is my own little personal YouTube channel that's kind of a side project from where I work, obviously at Lucor Automotive. This is what we do for the work stuff. The channel that's over there is mostly customer vehicles and customer builds and work that we're doing there. And that's what that's mostly for. This channel is mostly for me and my own personal experiences and my own personal builds. So you're going to get a lot less professionalism. You're going to get a lot more personal stuff. You're going to get a lot more personality driven and kind of daily life kind of stuff. And that's what this channel is all about. I have been on Hot Rod Power Tour a lot of times. I've been there on the last 4 power tours consecutively, and I've had a great time with it. I've done long hauls every single time. And every single year, the Hot Rod Power Tour videos over on the Lucor channel have been some of the best viewed videos of our entire year over there. And they make enough revenue to be able for me to actually go on power tour. So you guys watching those videos actually literally pays for me to go on that. So the reason I'm doing this is not for my own personal gratification or for you guys to tell me I'm a great dude or to capture your email addresses to try to sell you something or any kind of nefarious thing. I'm not trying to steal anybody's information. That's not what this is all about. All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just give back to the community that's done so much for me personally. A lot of you folks probably know me, or some of you folks at least probably know me from my Hot Rod Power Tour stuff that I do over on the Lucor page. So this is not something that's sponsored by the shop. This Rich did not pay for this ticket. This is something that I paid for out of my own pocket, and I'm just doing it to try to give back to the community that watches what you guys what I do. That's all there is to it. I don't. There's no purchase required. There's no none of that stuff. This is just me trying to do things. Um, And if this is your first video with me, and I posted in one of the Facebook groups earlier today, and I don't think it was really well received. There were some people that really kind of thought that I was trying to scam some people, or I was trying to do something bad. And I get it. It's the internet and it's Facebook, and you're probably jaded about all of the scams and the terrible people and stuff that happens in there. I promise you, I am not one of those people. That is not what I'm trying to do. I'm not doing anything nefarious here. I'm just using my good fortunes lately to be able to try to help somebody else come out and have a good time. That's it. Now, stipulations with this go basically nothing. You can do whatever you want to with this ticket. It's yours once you win it. Um, you can bring whatever it is you want to bring. You can, if you want to be, you'll have my contact information. So if you want to be on camera at some point in time, you're more than welcome to. If you want to show off whatever it is vehicle that you're bringing, I would love to be able to have that conversation. We could put it on camera or off camera. We could have your car. We could have you. Totally, completely up to you. If you don't want to be involved in that at all and you don't want anybody to know who it is, also fine. I don't care. This is giving away, no strings attached, just doing it because I want to give away to somebody I can do. One of the nice things with where I am as a person, professionally and personally, is I like to be able to do things for people. I like to be able to give back to the people that have helped me get to where I am. I'm in a pretty comfortably happy place, and I want to be able to help other people. I want to be able to give away to people that I think could use it. And if you happen to win it, and you want to win it, and you win it, but you don't necessarily need it, if you want to give it away, that's up to you. That's not on me. Now, I am going to pay for the transfer cost to be able to transfer it from my name to your name, and then after that, you do it with it as you choose. So, just a little bit of housekeeping. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that before we get started on this whole thing. Good evening, folks. Good evening. Thank you very much for chiming in. I truly appreciate you guys. Caro Door. I don't know that I've ever been there. What part of Ireland is that in? Um, Yeah, I don't Ford man. I don't do many lives. This is not something that I really do very much of, but it's kind of cool because we can kind of have a live interaction here. You guys can ask questions or make comments or whatever, and I do read this stuff. Also, if you haven't noticed, I do try to respond back to absolutely everybody in my comment sections. I will try to catch up on that kind of stuff, but I'm trying my very best to catch up to respond back to people because if it weren't for you guys watching what it is I do, I wouldn't literally be able to do the things that I'm doing. So I owe my success and everything that I've accomplished thus far on YouTube to you folks. So thank you guys all very much. Again, I just want to say if you are here for the ticket giveaway and you are wanting to get into that ticket giveaway, I did have to blank out the form because for some particular reason I was stupid and I did not capture email addresses. So if you are wanting to be in that giveaway and you did it previously, I need you to please go back in. The link is down in the description of this video and refill out that information with your email address so I can actually reach out to you and I can determine who it is that won. Otherwise, I'm going to know what state you're in and what you're driving, but I'm not going to know who it is that won it. So if you can take a second and fill that out, if you haven't already done that today, I would appreciate that. I apologize if you did it before. My bad. I'm stupid sometimes. I've been a really scatterbrained lately. I screwed up the edit on that last video and got something completely out of order as well. And I also screwed up the video for Lucor Automotive the other day as well. So I'm just been got a lot going on in my life right now. Hello, hello, hello. 6% recycled, sir. How's it going? How's the crazy vehicle coming? Hope it's doing well. Alexis, Randy. Hello, hello. Tough Rabbit, what's up? How's it going? Just got back from work, rushed back home so I could see you fine folks. How is the young lady, David? How is the young lady making out with her AMC? She is motivated. So she is doing a very, very good, very, very, very good job. Got a lot of work to do. I believe I just saw the other day she was getting her brand new super sexy intake manifold put on her small block to go in that car. And she's got primer on it and she's got it on a rotisserie. So a lot of work left to do, but she's making progress on it. You eat that elephant one bite at a time. So she seems like she's motivated. And Miranda is one of those people, like I literally just met her through chance. And she's an AMC person. So like she happened to run into me and knew who I was at Pontiac Nationals. I had never met that girl in my life. I had no idea who she was. And she walked up to me at Pontiac Nationals while I was on the starting line right after Bob ran, and we just started having a conversation, and that's literally how that relationship started. So I'm super excited to see where she goes with that AMX build. I'm really, really pumped to see where it's going to be, and I'm very excited to see what she's going to be able to do with it. So we'll see. Oh, you're up in the belt. You're in Northern Ireland. I've never done Northern Ireland. I've actually never been in any of the UK, which is odd. I've done like Ireland, Ireland. I didn't go up across the border into the northern areas. Did you do the Tunnel of Trees? I believe is what it's called, and the Giant's Causeway up that way. Those are the two things that I know that I would 100% want to see up that way. For those of you who have never been to Ireland, by the way, phenomenal place to go visit. The people are fantastic. The driving is mwah! The speeding tickets are very expensive. I paid two of them. Um, but it's so much fun. It's such a great place to be. And life is really like slowed down. You don't have to be like up at 6 o'clock in the morning and have your coffee and be at work by nope, that's not how life works over there. So and it's surprisingly also reasonably inexpensive. You're going to drive a very small car. The country itself is not that big, so you can drive all over the place. Um, uh, you're going to be like on one tank of petrol while you're there, maybe two if you're driving a ton. But you can drive most of the entire country on one tank of gas, and it's a fantastic area to be in. It's reasonably inexpensive. Also, it costs me more to vacation for a week in like Vegas or Miami or New York or any of those places than it does for me to fly from here to wherever in Ireland, either the Dublin or Shannon, either way, and rent a car and stay in castles and have a ball. It's really not that inexpensive. It's a really good idea. Go if you can. Worth it. Jeff, good to see you, sir. Thanks for being here. Glenn, Hot Rod Garage, you're very good at responding. Thank you, sir. I try. I do try. I don't understand YouTubers, honestly, that don't respond back to comments and try to like interact. I don't know. It's just me, I guess. Maybe from my background, but you guys are all awesome. So thank you very much for being here. My Chambler build was in the Detroit Auto Show last week. I'll be back on the crazy Honda this weekend. Fantastic. How was the Detroit Auto Show, by the way? I used to come up to that every single year, but my group of dudes that I used to do that with as a guys trip every year kind of fell apart for a number of reasons. And I haven't been back up there, though I do love Detroit. I'm one of the few people that you'll ever meet that vacations in Detroit every single year. So I love that area. Have any ET speed goals with any of your mini builds? Oh, that's a loaded question. The yellow Le Mans, I want to keep in the probably 12.5 class. I want to keep it in that range. I don't want to make it too fast. I want to keep it a very mild, comfortable street car. I don't want to make it too fast, and I don't want to be. I don't want to get. I don't want to. I don't want to ruin that car. Is the kind of the short answer to that. The Pinto probably will never go down a drag strip, but might go down a drag strip. We'll see. Uh, that's going to be a crazy little thing. I'm super excited about that. Katrina's Charger better be in the low 11s. Better be in the low 11s. My 68 Le Mans with the 350 HO, I have absolutely no idea what that's going to run. I do feel like I need to build something crazy though out of one of those cars, and then the new AMX build with a blown 360. That's going to be a 10-second car probably. I don't want to go much faster than that because again I don't want to ruin it because it's going to be a stick shift car. So a supercharged 360 with a stick shift behind it. I think a good 10-second ET should be real good. Plus, I'm probably not going to break anything. It's expensive breaking stick shift stuff. You're welcome, David. I try to reply to everybody. Appreciate you guys. Dude, I'm telling you, Ireland is such a great time. Absolutely put it on your bucket list. Make it happen. I go through Aer Lingus. It's their national airline. Um, it's nice Recaro seats on the plane. Fantastic people. Inexpensive, and you can even buy a vacation package through them. So, like the way I've usually done it is you actually stay in different castles all around the country. So every day you have a different castle that you're staying in, and you just have to get there. So you have a rental car, you have a place to be, to sleep, to spend the night. Otherwise, do whatever you want. You just drive around and explore and enjoy the country. So, highly recommend going. Cleveland Auto Show this month. When is the Cleveland Auto Show this month? I might be able to make it up for that. Yeah, I know that the isn't the Detroit one kind of shrinking quite a bit from what it used to be. It also used to be like, I got. I mean, you guys, it is. Weren't they making it moving that to July, or is that not a thing anymore? Because I always wondered, like, why in the God's name would you put the auto show in January when it's just ungodly cold in Detroit? Did you do the tune up on the Pontiac yet? No. That's actually probably going to happen tomorrow. I was going to do it tonight, but I needed to do this live, so I didn't do that. So that will be. I will do that tomorrow evening probably, and we'll see what happens. I don't know. That motor is kind of a. I haven't done anything to it since we put it in that car. Like I haven't done anything. So I think those plugs and wires are the original ones on it from like 8 years ago when we put that car together. Um, Annoyingly, it's what we think is the problem is the rearmost wire, which is literally like runs into the steering shaft. So trying to replace it is a pain in the ass. And I don't know if I can get a straight boot on her if I'm gonna have to go with a 90-degree angle boot. So we'll figure that out. But hopefully, it's nothing motor related because that was a very expensive motor to build. Um, but we'll find out here shortly. February 21st through March 2nd. I might be able to make it up for that. I love Cleveland, actually. I love coming up that way. Just noticed that you made past 8,000, getting closer to 10,000. Yeah, I didn't even have a chance to put up like a hey, congratulations, we made it to 8,000 post, and we already cracked 8,100. So it's been a really good like week and a half, largely because of the Uncle Bob and Uncle Terry's content. It's not necessarily me that's driving it, but hey, I'll take it. Hopefully, those new people are going to be. Maybe you're the one of those new people who will continue to be here on a reasonably regular basis. So. Again, for those of you who are here and didn't hear this already, I did screw up on the form and I need you to resubmit your form. If you haven't already done it today, I need you to please resubmit your information to be able to win the Hot Rod Power Tour long haul ticket that I'm giving away tonight. Um, I screwed up and didn't capture your contact information, so I have absolutely no idea how to talk to whoever it is or to congratulate anybody. I would know what you're driving and where you're from, but I wouldn't know who you are. So if you have not resubmitted your information, the form, the link is in this description. Um, I could probably also even put it in the chat, I would think. And please do that resubmission so that I know that you're in the form and I can give you a shot at this ticket. Again, for those who weren't here and who just got in here, there's no strings attached to this ticket. There's no expectations about anything. You don't have to do anything for me at all. I'm just purely wanting to do this as something where I'm giving somebody a chance to be able to come on Hot Rod Power Tour long haul. Now, obviously, there's a lot of other costs. You got hotel costs and fuel costs and parts costs and car costs and all that other costs. I'm not helping you on all that stuff. All I'm doing is giving you the ticket, and there's no strings attached to this. If you want to be involved in a video that I do, either for my own personal stuff or for the stuff at Lucor, absolutely, I'd be happy to show off you and or your build, whatever you're driving. 100% would be happy to do that. But it is not in any way expected to do that. There's no purchase necessary, no nothing. This is me just saying thank you guys so much for helping this channel grow and for getting me to where I am right now. If it wasn't for you folks watching, I would not be literally doing what it is I'm doing. So that's all this is. I'm not trying in any way to, I'm not going to sell your email address, spam you, or ask for donations, or no, none of that stuff. That's not what this is about. So just making sure I get that out of the way. And I am going to do the giveaway here just shortly. Um, anyway, let's see. Hit the like button, folks. Yeah, sure. Hit the like button. Why don't you? Appreciate that. Thank you for resubmitting. Let me see how many people we got in here so far. 36 responses so far. Good, 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 good. Do, do, do. Oh, interesting. Of the 36 submissions so far, it is exactly a 50-50 split on whether or not you have come on Hot Rod Power Tour or not. That's kind of neat. Uh, that is cool. Looks like Ohio is the vast majority. Ohio, Michigan, Illinois seems to be the majority of people that are watching and have submitted their information. So that's cool. We are all over the board on vehicles. Interestingly, two Pontiac Le Manses. Interesting. Very cool. Very cool. I want to do more of this stuff, to be honest with you guys. Um, as the channel continues to grow, I am not somebody who is motivated by money and having like big flashy things. Everything I drive is an old half junk piece of crap. I don't own a really cool, nice Lamborghini or Mercedes or anything like that. I daily drive either a 2001 Volkswagen Passat that I spent $2,500 on, or I daily drive a 2003 Pontiac Vive that I've got $2,200 in. So like I don't need something big and flashy. So the more money that the channel makes, I can put it into A, projects that I want to be able to do, and B, I can give it back to people that are watching, because I don't make any money unless you guys are watching my videos. So as far as I'm concerned, this kind of stuff is exactly what I would love to do. If there are other events that are coming up and the channel is making good money, I would love to be able to use that money to be able to give away to people. That's what I love to do. I know most of you aren't here for this kind of stuff, the philanthropy, and I'm not going to preach at you, I promise. That's that's not my game. But I once had a channel called Good Things for Good People, where it was just literally about trying to do good things for good people and giving money away to people that I feel like deserved it or could use it more than I could. Um, and it never really took off because YouTube could never really figure out what my audience was. But it's something that for me is I'm very passionate about, and I would like to see that be a thing that we could do here, not just make automotive content, but also be able to do, um, you know, make a positive impact in the world around us. So, yeah, no car payments, dude. I haven't had a car payment in probably 20 years. It's a good feeling. Although my repair bills and my car spend is way more than a car payment would be. Eesh. Don't ever add up the bills, but I mean that's the thing. That's the nice thing with the YouTube thing. Like if you can get it to the point where it's starting to pay some of those bills and offset some of the costs, which I'm starting to get to that point. It's not just me spending money out of pocket. Um, that's a good place to be. I would love to be at that point. I doubt I'll ever be able to make enough money off of YouTube to be able to live off of it. If I did, that'd be cool. But um, it's nice to be able to offset some of those costs with the YouTube revenue. And for those of you who are curious how this whole thing works as far as YouTube goes, um, essentially you watching commercials on the channel pays the YouTube creator. That's how we get paid. So the ads run on the beginning of the video, in the middle of the video, at the end of the video. When you watch those ads, we get paid. It's like, hold on a second, my girlfriend's calling. Hello, hey, I'm on live on YouTube. What's up? It's okay. What can I do for you? Justin from YouTube says hi. Yeah, she says hi, Justin. Uh, no, you're not in my area anymore. I'm back at home. I rushed home. So good job. We'll see you in a bit. Like, listen, even if you're live, answer the woman's phone call. Tough rabbit. You got it. That's exactly right. Do what you can for other people. Pay it forward. And I'm not looking for anything in return, to be honest. I don't. I'm a very blessed person in my life. Um, I have achieve a good level of success and a good level of happiness, and I want to do what I can for other people. Simple as that. Mustang in the garage at the moment. You want to put a motor? You want to put a Pontiac motor in it? That'll piss off some people. I would love that. But it's also really expensive to build Pontiac stuff versus build Ford stuff, if we're honest. In the same way, I only drive older vehicles. Currently driving a 2003 F-150 with almost 299,000 miles on it. You gave $900 for it in 2016. You know, and the thing is, too, a lot of those cars that are in early 2000s, because kind of the end of like the semi easy to work on yourself and repair without lots of headaches and specialty tools and scanning stuff. Not bazillions of sensors. So that's kind of as far as I'm concerned, the sweet spot of things. It is kind of funny though that like essentially everything I own is a classic car. Even the stuff I daily drive is basically considered a classic. But Discover sent me an end of the year summary. Half of what I put on the card was automotive. Yeah. I never try to pay attention to what my action, as long as I can pay it off, it's fine. I just don't look at what it actually, just keep it off. Although I have some really big expenses here coming soon, so we'll see. We'll see. Taking one of my 57 Chevs from Canada for the tour. Planning to. Nice. Want to take the 56 from DD Speed Shop, but unsure yet for a spare driver. Yeah, I love you guys that come from like crazy distances for Hot Rod Power Tour, because we all complain about, like, especially us Midwestern guys, where it's like everything's within 10 hours of us, basically. Um, where like we complain about driving distance, and you have all of these guys that come from like, you know, 3 days away in Canada. So your drive to Power Tour is longer than the actual drive on Power Tour. It's I love it. It's fantastic. And I met a bunch of people last year, or actually over a couple of years, who have driven like who take like the whole month off and just use it as a long extended road trip and just kind of worm their way down. They have a hot rod power tour in the middle and they worm their way back. I think it's fantastic. You have the ability to do that. Great. Um yeah, hate to steal those jug spills. Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it. I would love to see you bring a Pontiac Le Mans on Power Tour too. I have a sweet spot for those, obviously. All right. So, um, I think we are at the point where most everybody has probably already submitted their stuff. I just want to say one more time before I do this drawing, that if you are in this room and you are here for the ticket and you have not submitted your information today, please go in and resubmit your information. The link is in the description of this video to resubmit your information. I screwed up the original form and I did not capture email addresses, so I have absolutely no idea who any of you folks were. So if you have not yet, I'm going to give you about 5 more minutes. And as soon as that 5 more minutes is over, I'm going to go ahead and pick the winner of this ticket, and we're going to give it away. There's absolutely no stipulations, no strings attached, no nothing to this. I'm not trying to capture your information for anything. I'm going to delete it as soon as we're done with this. I don't care. I'm not going to be trying to sell you something. I'm not soliciting anything. This is purely just me trying to give away a Hot Rod Power Tour ticket to somebody that watches, even if you don't watch my stuff, which honestly, from what I can see, 20% basically of the people who submitted responses aren't even subscribed to the channel, which is also totally fine. If you're not a subscriber, that's fine. If you want to be a subscriber, cool. If you don't care. I just want somebody to come out on Hot Rod Power Tour and have a good time. If you want to be involved in the video from on because I do daily videos on Power Tour, great. More than happy to do that. If you want to kind of tag along and be part of our little shenanigans of caravan, you're absolutely welcome to. If you don't want to be involved in anything at all, also perfectly fine. Don't care. No strings attached. Do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. Adam's family. No strings attached, just so we all understand each other. I'm not trying to, there's no other stipulations to this. None. And I am paying the transfer fees to be able to transfer the ticket to whoever it is. Um, just so we all understand that as well. Yeah, exactly. Russ Farm. There you go. Those are some wonderful Canadian folks there. 2,200 miles from Alberta to the start of Power Tour. So you've got 4,400 miles round trip just to get there and back. plus whatever it is we put on the on the actual power tour. So that's a 5,000, 5,500 mile journey. That's crazy. 6,000 miles, depending on how much we go on Power Tour. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. It was wonderful meeting you last year on Power Tour. I'm glad you guys made it back in one piece, sort of. Although I hear your repair, our late night repair didn't necessarily hold up, but that's all right. Findlay, Ohio. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for being here. Was it Flag City, I believe? Hold that correctly. Randy, doing a Pontiac 350 build. All right. Uh, are you doing the kind of the mild one that I'm doing, like in my 71, where it's just kind of, you keep it reasonably stock, or are you going kind of totally totally nuts and going 350 HO on us? How are you building yours? See, I pay attention. I know what it is. I asked about the Ford Capri at 7273. Is it for sale? Which Ford Capri? The green one? We have a few. There's a green one. There's a race car one that I bought from Junkyard Digs or Rich bought from Junkyard Digs a couple of years ago. And there's a blue shell that we also have. And then we also have a 74. That's a shell that's in the backyard as well. Nice, Randy. Good. Well, hopefully you'll get some info from what you're watching off me and be able to make some wise decisions while watching me do unwise things. I actually am also on the subject of that Pontiac thing, picking up at least one intake manifold for a Pontiac this weekend, because I'm going to stack up a whole bunch of different Pontiac intakes to be able to test them while we have motors on the dyno to be able to see what does what. So hopefully that'll be interesting as well. Help people understand what does what and why they do different things. So. Okay, so I need to get my random number generator here. Do 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 do. Do I have a way of sharing my screen? I don't have. I'm not on. Do I have a way of doing that? I don't think I have access to that. Um. Oh, share screen. Okay, yes, I do. All right, so I think I can do this, and I'll be able to share my screen so you guys can see that there's no cheating involved. I have not looked at any of this stuff. I don't know who's submitted. I don't know who they are. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm not playing favoritism at all in this. So that just so we understand each other. Did I ever get that one clean? Still haven't dealt with that yet. Actually, hold on a second. I have it sitting literally over here. I'll show you the current state of that intake manifold. Here's the current state of that intake manifold. It is still disgusting. I have not had a chance to aircraft stripper this thing, but I think the aircraft stripper is going to be the answer to it. I think, hopefully. I've wasted so much time on that, so much money. It would have been smarter and cheaper to just have somebody professionally strip it. But hey, you learn your lessons one way or the other. Get OBS studios for future broadcasts for custom stuff. I use StreamYard usually on my streams, but I didn't for some particular reason set that up today. So heck of a backdrop. Thanks. I'm glad glad you like it. I'm not encouraging drinking to anybody. I'm not encouraging alcoholism, but I will say, as a dwarven guy, I do enjoy imbibing occasionally a adult beverage, and I do have a rather extensive collection. This is only a very small portion of what I have. A couple of those cabinets that are 6 feet tall behind me are also full, as is the bar that's here as well. So I've got a lot. What's funny is I don't really ever drink at home, so I just like collecting things, kind of like cars, alcohol, same idea. Uh, yeah, I thought about the powder coating thing, but it's been like this since the 90s, and I don't remember anybody, or early 2000s, and I don't remember that anybody did powder coating really in the 90s, early 2000s. I don't remember that. It might be. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Drop it off. I mean, the problem is it's aluminum, so I can't throw it in our hot tank because it's loaded for steel and iron. But I'm sure I could drop it off somewhere that would do it for me for half of nothing, way less than I have spent on chemicals and trying and all that kind of stuff. So, you're not a true connoisseur if you don't have a socially acceptable stash on display. Yeah, exactly. And here's the other thing: I can't open a bottle unless I have a spare bottle. You got to have a backup because what happens if you open the bottle? You always got to have a spare one. Anyway. All right, guys. I'm gonna try to share my screen here so we can get this done. Um, Let me see. Share the screen. Random number generator. Share. All right, there we are. Random number generator. And I'm going to refresh my submissions here. As of right now, we have 41 submissions for this win, for this ticket. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put in minimum of one. Hopefully everybody's done. Everybody got their stuff in. Make sure there's nobody last minute here. You refresh this. Nope, we're still at 41. All right. So 1 to 41, and it's going to give me a number, and that number is going to be 36. Okay, so it was somebody reasonably recently. All right. So let me end this so you cannot see my screen. So congratulations to whoever number 36 is. And let's look back at our responses. And number 36 is currently subscribed to the channel. You've never been on Hot Rod Power Tour before. You are from Ohio. You are bringing a 2000 LeSabre Mustang is still broken. You are Hip Daddy O. So, congratulations, Hip Daddy O. You're coming on Hot Rod Power Tour. How fun is that going to be? Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Very cool. Very cool. I'm glad that went to somebody who's in the chat and who's a member of the channel and who supports what we're trying to do here. So that's really awesome. Fantastic. Exactly. Now get that car done. If you needed some more motivation, here you go. Here's a free ticket for the long haul power tour. Everything you should possibly need. So again, this is free of charge, just so you guys all understand each other. There's no stipulations involved in this. There's no nothing. This is me just trying to give back to you guys that are making this whole YouTube journey thing possible for me. So if you wanna be on camera, that's cool. If you want to film something with whatever project it is between now and then, I'd be more than happy to help show you guys off and what it is you're doing. That's what this channel for me is all about. Is I want to be able to use this to be able to uplift and to share and to focus on all the people that are in this hobby. So that's what this is all about. So congratulations, sir. And I'm very proud. I'm glad it went to somebody who's really going to appreciate this. So I'm glad you were here. I'm glad you submitted your information. So thank you very much, guys. I truly do appreciate you. Exactly. You got from now till June to get that car running. And at this point in time, if you're starting in January, you're way ahead of the game because a lot of us don't start wrenching on anything until like April, May, myself included. So there you go. If you guys want to hang around and chat for a little bit longer, I'm gonna be here for probably another 14 or 15 minutes or so. We'll run it out to about 7 o'clock and we'll call it a day. If there's anything you want to ask about or chat about, whatever, I'll be here. I'm glad you were in the chat, dude. I'm super excited. This went to somebody that is a fan of the channel, and I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited. So what's the plan, man? Let's talk about what your ride is going to be. What are you planning on doing? I am curious. Let me scroll back up here. Always in to spare. Exactly. I'm glad Slick Rides understands. Remember what Eastwood selling home powder coating kits in the late '90s, early 2000s, and still do. I guess that was maybe just something I wasn't paying attention to at that point in time. I was still painting wheels with rattle cans. Maybe it is. I don't know. We're gonna throw some aircraft stripper and see what happens. It might work. I might just waste a bunch more money. I'm glad you're excited, man. That's what this is all about. That's what I'm really excited about doing. I still gonna mount that hood that I painted. Yeah, yeah. That was a very expensive experience, by the way. That was a very expensive experience. I spent a boatload of money on getting that painted. I'm going to put it on something. If it goes on that 68 that's in the backyard, awesome. If it doesn't go on the 68 and I end up buying another 68 to be able to put it on, it's going on one of them. I have a boatload of money in that hood, and I love it. It's going on something. 3800 V6 in a LeSabre. Well, you can't freaking kill those things. Absolutely. Like that was pretty much the most epic V6 you could imagine. Yeah, David, I have the airbrush guy that did that hood as a good friend of mine. He's done my helmets and stuff. If you haven't seen any of those, he's an incredibly talented airbrush artist. He goes by Columbus Airbrush. His name is Jonathan, and the dude is just phenomenal at what he does. So I'm very blessed to have him in my corner to be able to do stuff. I will have him do some valve covers for that motor as well, and it'll turn out amazing as well. So speaking of, I should probably get some valve covers to him to be able to start working on that before I forget about it. Thanks for bringing that up. I'm gonna go talk to Jonathan and drop off some valve covers. And I didn't. I kind of gave him an idea, and then he just kind of runs with it. So that's the cool thing about artists is they make their own way. So is this an NA V6? Is this supercharged? Is this turbocharged? What's the deal? Hmm? I want to know. It's going to be about 1 hour from my house when it hits Michigan, so I'll be on as much of the tour as I can afford. I get it. I totally get that. We're spoiled for choice lately. With this Midwestern stuff for me, like technically speaking, Indianapolis is basically a day trip for me. It's only 3 hours from Columbus to where I am to Indy. So I don't even need a hotel for Indy. I can get up in the morning from Indy, or I can do Indianapolis, come back home, stay at home, and then run up to Fort Wayne if I really wanted to. The problem is a lot of the experience of Power Tour is the evenings and the hotels and that kind of stuff, parking lots, going out cruising and that kind of thing. So I probably won't come home, but I could. And then Norwalk, same situation. Like Norwalk is just down the street from my house, or well, again, 2 hours away, but super easy to get to. So I'm very very happy about that. Yeah, we're gonna do something similar with the valve cover to the hood. I'm not entirely sure what that'll be yet, but we'll pick something. We'll pick something out. Bone stock NA 3800. Well, I mean, dude, if you want to pick something reliable, that should be about as far as you can go. You can't beat a 3800 in bone stock trim. What does that got? Like 400 million thousand miles on that thing? Those things don't die. What a legendary motor those were. I had a friend that had a Buick Regal that came with a 3800 in it, and you literally like you barely had to maintenance the thing, and it just never died. Hundreds of thousands of miles. I think he sold his with like 300 and something thousand miles on it, and it was still running like a top. No problem at all. A little bit of oil leak every now and then, but that's it. Yeah, only 200,000 miles. Perfect. No problem at all. I've never done drag week. That is something that's on my to-do list. I've never done drag week. As we get more into the drag racy thing, it's certainly something I could see myself doing. Um, Obviously, I want to kind of stay in the more like stock class kind of stuff, or slow car class. I'm not. I don't run an E85 on anything I run, so everything I build is going to be 93 octane. Uh, so the problem with a lot of that drag week stuff and the guys that are on sick week right now, most of those guys are running E85 or running, they're running methanol or whatever. They'll run pump gas on the street. Hey, sweetie dog, you want to say hi to the peoples? Hmm? You want to say hi to the peoples? Come here, come here. I have a cute little dog, by the way, if you didn't know it. Come here. No, okay, she's shy. Um, like Tom Bailey will run two different sets of injectors, so he'll run like a gasoline injector to be able to run down the street, and then he will switch over to a second injector to be able to run race fuel or methanol, whatever. Very cool little experience. Yeah, I got a little bit of tasty stuff back there. Exactly. Old Grump's Garage, 200,000 miles on a 3800, just broken in. Absolutely. In the shop, listen to you while old truck breaks out towards Zanesville. One more thing on the checklist before June. Y'all getting me so pumped for the tour. Good. I saw Tom had switched to his he got rid of the Pro Mod for the week, and he was championing a Z28 Camaro, I think. Like a third gen. I didn't catch why Tom was out. Did he break something in the Pro Mod? Hopefully not. That's expensive stuff to break. I'm glad you're getting pumped on the truck. Glad you're making progress on that. Power tour is a really fun experience. I love it. It's so motivational, and the nice thing is too, we're all guilty of this about putting stuff off till the last minute. And the nice thing is with Power Tour is like we expect you to be there, and we know when we're leaving on Power Tour, so you have a hard date when you need to finish your vehicle. There's no excuses. Just get it done. You've got whatever it is at this point in time, 4 months to be able to get it done. Just get it done. Eat little bits as you can and get it done. Yeah, I watched Cletus's video earlier today, and Cletus and Tom had decided to not run the Pro Mod for whatever reason, and decided to get into their cheap car challenge. Well, cheap car challenge, which was like $7,500 cars that they're all running. James, Jack Stan, Jimmy. I can't remember who's running the Mustang. Cletus is in a El Camino, and then Tom just bought a third gen Camaro to be able to run with him. So, if you guys haven't ever seen any of the stuff that I did with my 2500 road trip, that's another thing that I really kind of want to reinvent and make happen again. I've done a number of these with friends of mine where we do cheap car road trips. So you buy a car and have $2,500 tops in the car. So that includes purchasing the car and any repairs you need to make, other than brakes and safety stuff. So like um, wheels and tires covered and brakes are covered. That's outside of the 2,500 bucks. But you have $2,500 all in on your ride, and we go on a 2,500 mile road trip. We plan out some awesome places to go, and places to eat, and places to stay, and roads to drive, and it's a ton of fun. And it's something that I think a lot more people should really get involved in. And I've thought about maybe like, is it something where I kind of open it up to more people to be able to do, if it's something that other people would be interested in. So you got to kind of be a lot more strict, I guess, than what Cletus is, as far as the how much money you spent on things, because you don't want to make it anything else. But um, it's a ton of fun, and you can have a lot of fun with not a lot of spend with a cheap car road trip. Um, it's a good time. So we'll see. Yeah, $3,500 on the car, second LS hauling a third LS around. Yeah, and same thing with James. Like he bought a fully race built carburetor swapped LS with a rear end in it and shifter and nitrous in a 240, a clean ish 240 chassis. I don't know about that. I mean, I get I get it. I'm glad they're having a good time with it. And I love Cletus; they're great. But I don't know about the $7,500 thing. Maybe some questionable math there. Yes, Alex Taylor got her gear vendor swapped out. Absolutely. Uh, Irish, good to see you, sir. Thanks for making it. You were late to the show. I'm literally about to wrap this up. You missed the giveaway. You missed it. That's okay. Hip Dad here actually won it. An actual member of the community and a fan. So how cool is that? Very cool. I think it's very cool. Very excited about that. Hoping to drive a 38 Plymouth, 6-inch body drop, 5-inch chop top, all junkyard parts. Whoa. What are you powering a 38 Plymouth with? Surely to God, that's not with the original powertrain. What a cool car that would be, though. Absolutely. See you in a couple months. We'll be bringing our lowered red 49 GMC truck with white walls. Nice. Fantastic. I would love to see more of that, like 30s and 40s stuff becoming popular again. It's really kind of died off. Everything's kind of really focused in the 60s, 70s, like early 80s stuff. Um, it would be really, really cool to see more of that 30s, 40s stuff come back. Beautiful styling back in those days. By the way, Katrina's home, in case you didn't see that. That's There she is. It's okay. You don't need to be quiet. Jesus. Irish, you're bringing the ambulance, obviously. Obviously, bring the ambulance, and then are you bringing? What are you driving? You gonna bring the Javelin again this year? Or are you gonna bring one of your other crazy collection of vehicles? Yeah, exactly. I get the whole like, and the cheap car challenge. I'll be honest, is also a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. I love doing cheap car challenge stuff because at the end of the day, as long as you're spending like reasonable money and not putting yourself in the poorhouse just to be able to go out and buy a car and make content, which is something we're all a lot of automotive YouTubers are guilty of, spending way more than we make off of YouTube. It's a ton of fun, and you're not going to be nearly as upset if you break something in a $2,500 car, or 3,000, or 5,000, or $7,000 car, than you are in something where you've got $60,000 wrapped up in it. Also, a lot of those cars are now getting in the drag world are getting so damn fast that you've got to have like full cages, you got to have a chute, you've got to have fire suppression, you've got to have an NHRA license. Like it's not hard to run a car and do stupid speeds anymore on the drag stuff. So it kind of keeps things interesting. Austin, I emailed you about some Pontiac parts, some old, some new, still waiting on you to call. We'll double check that. I think I remember giving you my email address the other day. I will double check that. I've got to go to Western Pennsylvania for some parts on Sunday for some Oldsmobile stuff. No, Western Pennsylvania, not Eastern Pennsylvania. Eastern Pennsylvania is Philadelphia. Western Pennsylvania is north of Pittsburgh. You already fixed my. You already corrected me. Now you're uncorrecting me. Um, Let me see here. Saw team balls out after all their hard work on Butterface. I didn't see that. I haven't. I've been so damn busy. I haven't seen a lot of content other than Cletus's stuff. So I love Cletus. That dude's fantastic, and what he's done for the automotive community is just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. There's a very difficult question in here from Mr. Ortiz, and I don't know that I want to honestly answer this. Austin, how many cars do you really have? Uh, um, well, let me put it this way. I have a problem of owning things in threes. So I have three stealths. I have three Pontiac Le Manses. At one point in time, I had three Volvos, and I have a few other things. It's in double digits, but it's low. It's in the teens. How about that? It's in the teens. That's good enough. Don't ask. She Irish. The nice thing with Katrina is we have a very good understanding as far as how this whole thing works. I have my money, and she has her money, and then we have our money. And as long as the bills are paid, it's fine. As long as we're not homeless and we can afford to go out to eat, things are fine. So I can spend whatever stupid amounts of money I need to be able to spend on all my stupid stuff and not have her leave me, which is good. So
But the same goes for me and my thrifting and
yeah,
estate sales.
exactly. The same goes for her thrifting, crafting, and estate sales. She can spend whatever it is. She actually has almost the entirety of the upstairs of our house as her own area now. Plus, basically the entire basement to store her stuff. So, you know, yeah, long stay. Yeah, exactly. The problem for you, I believe, is the fact that packages tend to show up when you're not home. I believe you got in trouble for that in the not too distant past. Cletus is a good dude. He's a very, very good dude. I 100% agree. Fantastic dude. All right, guys. I got some stuff to take care of this evening. I wanted to say thank you guys very much for supporting the channel. January has been the biggest month I've ever had on the channel. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys all so much for supporting what I'm trying to do here and for watching these videos. You guys are amazing. Um, it's very humbling that so many people are willing to watch it. I know a lot of you guys are here for Terry and for Bob, but I appreciate you guys watching my stuff too. You guys are fantastic, and thank you guys so much. I will continue to do my best to be able to put out some decent content for you guys, um, and we'll move forward from there. So, again, Hip Dad, congratulations! I'm glad you won the ticket. I will send you an email, and we can figure out how to make that work. For the rest of you guys, thank you guys all so much for trying, and thanks for being here. I hope I get to see a bunch of you guys out on Power Tour and in my comment section. And if you ever need anything, if you ever want anything, if you're ever curious about anything, make a comment in the comment section of any of my videos, and I do my very best to get back to you guys. So have a great rest of the evening, guys. Take care of yourselves. You got 4 months to get that thing done. So get out there in the garage and work on it. I'll see you out there on the roads, guys. Take care. Bye bye.